Hello my dear students, let us be back with the Merchant of Venice Act 4 scene 1, where we had ended in the last scene that so a letter from Dr. Bellario has come, which is brought by none other than Portia in disguise as a lawyer, along with Nerissa, also her attendant. Okay. So, what we see is the Duke is talking about, this is the court scene going on. Okay. So, the Duke is telling that I will be justiciable to you, okay, but I have to listen to the other opponent also. Okay. The this one Antonio's lawyer would also speak in order to save him. I have to listen to the witness of what the other opponent says. So, I cannot be fixed to give a very soon judgment. Okay. So, let us wait, and meanwhile what we see, Duke has come along with the call from Padua, which is from Signor Bellario. Okay. Nerissa, yes my lord, Bellario sends his greetings to you. Nerissa is telling, she presents a letter, Bassanio, to Shylock. Why are you sharpening your knife so eagerly? So, what in meantime what we see is Shylock is sharpening his what? Knives. Okay. Shylock, to count the pound of flesh that is due from the body of Antonio, who has failed to pay me the amount on time. Shylock is telling that. And again Grassanio is again saying, as he is a very talkative person, what we see is he is telling, why are you sharpening your knife? Okay. You are not sharpening your knife to cut the sole. Okay, actually you are on the sole of your on your sole, and not on the sole of your this one own. Understood? That means you are trying to kill somebody. Your revenge is trying to kill a human. So, and he also believes that there is no metal as such made which can easily execution, like axe can be as sharp as a deep malice. That means even that metal will not be liking or will not be able to cut Antonio. Okay. How much you are passionate to cut, to take the pound of flesh from his body. Okay. Can no words touch your heart? There is nothing in the world I think can change your feeling or your hatred towards Antonio. Then Shylock says, no words that your wisdom can devise, and even why are you speaking, even your words what you are speaking right now will also not soften my heart. So, it is useless to speak, just keep quiet. Okay. Then with that note we see Grassanio again speaks. You have to go line wise, I am just explaining. Okay. So, what, oh be damned to hell, you vile dog. So, again dog is being said by Grassanio to Shylock, you will be definitely going to hell. Okay. Nothing will bar you from going to hell. For allowing you to live as long, justice would be accused. If you live long, no, that means that will be a curse. Understood? God cannot keep you long for more time, because that would be, life is itself is will not be justiciable for you. You are not meant to live. Okay, you are meant to die actually. So, your conduct has shaken my faith in Christianity, and I am almost inclined to agree with Pythagoras that the souls of animals after death come to live in the bodies of men. So, he is telling, I believe in Christianity. Okay, there was a saying, okay, that has really come up again in my thoughts, that are in Christians. No, usually what happens when a person dies. So, that is a Pythagoras, that is a Greek mythology. So, he believes that when the souls of animals dies, so what happened that when an animal die, which is a kind of monster, so what happened, its soul comes and enters human body, and the human body gets possessed by that monster's soul. Understood? That means what? The human will be controlled by that monster. That means the activities, whatever that human does, will not be done by him, will be done by that wild monster, okay, which has already entered his body. So, come in the live in the bodies of men, that means they are again relive, they have lived in the body of certain human, okay. And I am sure that is not a wrong thing. Now I am proved that some monster has also entered this Shylock's brain as well as the heart. That is why he is believing in, that is why he is behaving in this way, okay. Your beastly soul must inhabit the body of a wolf which has hanged for killing men, and that even when the body was hanging from the scaffold, its cruel and soul left it. And I believe that which soul has entered your body, I think what was hanging in a noose, okay, was made to hang in a noose, that means was kept for execution and was like died in a very miserable state, okay. That soul did not fulfill all his wishes, maybe came up inside your body, that is why it is very wild, okay. That whose body it has entered is Shylock's body. So, that is why this is very cruel soul, okay, not ready to listen to anybody at any cost, and came to dwell in you when you were still in the womb of your cursed mother. And when this did not enter when you were alive, it was when your mother got conceived, that means when you were inside your mother's womb, no, that time only you got possessed, understood. That means your mother also get birth not to a human but to a monster, okay, cruel monster. I think so, your impulses and instincts like wolf, bloody thirsty, greedy and ferociously hungry. That means, and you also look like a wolf, you are very thirsty for blood, not for other things, your thirst for blood, and you are hungry for taking the pound of flesh from. Otherwise, why will a human be behind a person's flesh, which is of no use to that, it is none of the concern of a human, okay. So, definitely your gestures also looks like you are not a human, you look like an entirely a wolf, that is a very very wild one, okay. Shylock, as you cannot take away the legality of my pound by vilifying me, you are simply wasting your breath by talking so loudly. He is telling, it is useless, whatever you say, you tell me a monster, you tell me a wild beast, heartless creature, whatever, okay, even a wild dog, if it will not matter me a lot, your talking is a complete waste, okay. So, take care of your intelligence, young man, or it will suffer an injury which will never be cured. I demand justice, he is saying. Please take care of the words that you are speaking, okay. It is useless to speak to me. So, I am just demanding for justice. You people look very good, you people are very good human beings. Why are you speaking in that tone and making yourself angry, hyper and so on, okay. So, Duke, in this letter, Bellario recommends a young and a learned lawyer for his court. But where is he? Now, according to that letter which is read by Duke, he says that according to this letter, there is a very young lawyer who is about to enter the court scene and will be speaking something regarding this case, okay. So, Nerissa is waiting just outside to know whether you have given him permission to come to the court. So, what is Nerissa speaking? Yes, this young lawyer is already out, so he is already waiting for your permission to enter, okay. So, Duke, I permit you most gladly, yes, wholeheartedly I welcome that young lawyer, please, to his men. Let him go and bring him here with due respect. In the meantime, let Bellario's letter be read out to the court. So, let Portia, in disguise as a lawyer, young lawyer, enter the court scene, and meanwhile, I will be reading what is written in this letter sent by Bellario. Okay, so the letter reads out like this. This is to inform your grace that since I have received your letter, I have been very ill. So, according to Bellario, he is ill, so he is unable to present. So, instead of Bellario, who is coming is Portia in disguise as a young lawyer, okay. But at the time when your messenger came, a young but a learned lawyer of Rome has on a friendly visit to me. His name is Balthazar. So, that means here Portia is disguised as Balthazar, okay. I told him everything about the matter in dispute between Shylock and Antonio. He has a complete study Okay, do trust that young, don't look at his age, you trust that young because he knows everything. Balthazar knows everything about the case. We consulted many books and I have given him my opinion. I am sure he will improve on my opinion with his own learning, which is so great that it cannot be praised enough, he is telling. And when you believe in me, trust me, okay, he looks young but he is very much experienced. Okay, he speaks very well and he speaks to the point. We have already discussed many points together, so will not be any problem. So, at my earnest request, he has agreed to do the work required by any honor in my place, and I had requested him to go and handle this case. Okay. So, it is only because of me he is there, and I also pray that let this youth be any part of getting due respect and esteem. So, give this young lawyer the utmost respect because he is very young, make him very comfortable. Okay. And for ever seen a young man so full of wisdom. He is again, Dr. Bellario also writes that this man is really much more than his age. Okay, wants to achieve, that means he is very much dedicated to his work. Okay. I hope you will kindly accept him and believe that the test of his ability will prove his worth more than my personal recommendation. I had given, it is not I recommended, but when he will start his case and when he will end up conclude the case, no, that time you will have no, like you will be completely agreeing to whatever I said. You will yourself, you will understand that he is much more fit, okay, to for that case or any of the cases. Okay. Now, after that Duke says that you have already heard what the learned Bellario has written. So, here I suppose comes the young doctor. So, with that we see Portia has already entered the court scene like a doctor of laws. I will tell you, husband Bassanio is also there, but he is unable to identify it is none other than his own wife. Okay. Even Nerissa, Bassanio is unable to believe that his wife. So, Portia, yes my lord Duke, you are welcome, please take your seat. Do not know that the dispute that is now before the court, he is saying, I think you know each and everything about, I do not need to explain you anything about the before you in the court, whatever the scene is. So, Portia, I am thoroughly acquainted with the case, I have much more studied the case, so it is not a problem. Which is Antonio the merchant and which is the Jew? I just want to know who is Antonio and who is Shylock. Antonio and Shylock come forward. Portia, is your name Shylock? Yes, I am Shylock. The suit you have instituted in this court is for a very peculiar nature, but it is in such strict legal form that the Venetian law cannot find fault with your procedure. What is Portia telling? First and foremost, she praises Shylock. She is telling that whatever you are granting for justice is really like you are going in a correct way. You are going legally, understood? And this cannot, the Venetian cannot underestimate your thoughts because you are going correct according to the laws, okay, because that was a merry bond, okay, though it looks very unkind that you are demanding for a pound of flesh, but the justice should be in your hand according to the this one. Then to Antonio, what you see, you stand within the range of his dangerous power, is it not so? That means, and you are a poor man who is standing, who looks like a victim here, who has nothing to save him yourself, understood? You look really, you are under the clutches of a dangerous power because the whole witness, the whole power is in, at now it is in the hands of Shylock. Yes, yes, he says, yes. And Portia, do you admit the bond? Antonio, yes, I do admit because that was a happy bond. Portia, well then, the Jew must be merciful. Okay. Shylock, why must I be merciful? He is telling, he is agreeing that he has signed the bond. He is not telling it was forceful or anything. No, he is accepting, yes, I did it by my own. Then she is also, Portia is again requesting Shylock to be merciful. Portia, mercy is a virtue which does not work under compulsion. It drops softly from the human heart. See, mercy is like that which comes from an inner heart. Now, nobody can drop, if I am being merciful, just like the Duke and the other people are being merciful for Antonio, understood? Similarly, Shylock is not being. So, we cannot drop that our mercy from ourselves to Shylock. That has to come from his inner heart, Shylock's inner heart. Okay. It is like a drops of rain that falls from the sky on the earth below. There is no like obstacles, wherever it feels like it drops. So, mercy is also like that, pouring itself, pouring from our own hearts. So, it is a bubble blessing. Okay. It gives happiness both to the person who shows mercy and to the person who receives it. What he is telling, she is telling, that is a kind of double mercy actually, double blessing. Why? Because the person who is like being merciful is also blessed by God, and the person who is like given mercy is also blessed by the person who is giving mercy. That means if Shylock gives mercy to Antonio, that means he is blessed by both people, but Antonio as well as by God. Understood? That means they are that person is really very lucky who is being merciful at the correct time. So, before proceeding towards a case, first attempt of Portia also is to make Shylock understand by consoling, by telling her good words. Okay. So, what happens further, it is very interesting, and we will be coming up to it in our next class. Okay. Till then, study and then take care. Thank you.